Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. Good morning, guys. It's around 8 o'clock in the morning on the 12th of January, 2026. I'm looking at the futures, and the futures are red. S&P 500 is down 0.52%, and NASDAQ futures down 0.73%. And the dollar index has also dipped 0.34%, the biggest dip in recent days. And everything, I think, can be explained by the headlines that you see on CNBC. We have Jerome Powell saying that he would not be intimidated if the criminal probe launched on him to pressure him to cut the interest rates. So that's the thing that spooked the market. And also we have, if you rationally look at the whole situation, one of the things that the US politics has been all about is that, you don't want to be communist, you don't want to be socialist, and it has to be free enterprise, free speech, everything. But what actually is happening is that the government is taking stakes in companies, and the government is dictating companies where to invest, what to invest, and it's taking a percentage cut from companies when they sell. Case in point, NVDA, and how the H200 chip sales to China was handled. Now, the current spat with Jerome Powell, I think, is spooking the market right now. And you can see that in the price of gold. Gold has gone all-time high, and it's approaching our target of 4,662.193. So that was our target. You see the tip of this green line out here, 4,664.622. And I'm thinking that we'll definitely touch the target. And after that, what happens is anybody's guess, because unsustainable situations can't last for too long. And let's go on and do a little bit of analysis and make this quick and keep this session a bit short. I hope that we get some kind of a decisive turn very soon. Yeah, so S&P 500 market sentiment is bullish, MACD is bullish, momentum is above average, plenty of room on the RSI, but unfortunately, the MACD is moving towards the signal line to cross over to the bearish side. Momentum is moving towards the average line out here in the center, and you can see market sentiment, which was flat, is now starting to dip towards neutral. So the market is waiting for some cues, and today I think we have it in spades. We are going down. NASDAQ is down 0.70%. Market sentiment, which was improving, which came close to neutral, has just started moving back down again. MACD, which was bullish, has started moving towards this signal line ready to cross over. And momentum, which was above average, by all estimates, looking at the pre-market action, is going to fall to average or below average today. And we also have the head and shoulder pattern with a neckline that we need to follow. If you look at S&P 500 also, we had seen that we had a head and shoulder pattern that got dissolved. But in case of NASDAQ, the head and shoulder pattern was teasing us a little bit, but today it seems like it may dip below the support level of 25,721.75. Right now we are at 25,756.25. Now, if you look at VIX, it is elevated. It's up 10.01%. And earlier in the morning, it was much higher, but it has come down. Still, it is 10% above where it was before, and that accounts to something. And let's go to gold once again and see if I can make any more observations on gold. Yeah, that's it. I think gold is doing pretty well. I would also like to show the strength of gold by drawing a line out here, a temporary line, connecting the recent tops. So we had a resistance at 4,576.77, which has been overnight broken through, and we are also broken out of the parallel channel. Now, the next step would be to confirm this top of the parallel channel as a support. We can do that by creating a candle tomorrow, which closes above today's candle, which I expect would close above the parallel. And that way, we can be assured that we are moving towards the target of 4,666.24. Remember, lots of central banks have got gold in their treasury, and they are not selling anytime soon. So we have a very strong situation for gold. Put-call ratio is bearish at this point of time. And let us go and have a look at indicators themselves, and let's draw some lines out there. S&P 500 is going to face a resistance at around 6,939.84. Let me see where we are in the futures. That will give us a very good idea of where we are likely to open. 6970.25 is where we are. 6970.25, which is definitely above this. So I'll make this into a line of support. And I'll say our first support is going to be at 6,936.74. And once we come out here, there's a decent chance that we might bounce because we have confirmed this support. And sorry, we have not confirmed this support. We have come down and we have confirmed it as a resistance. So whatever happened yesterday in the last trading session on Friday was very positive, but that has not confirmed the support yet. So if we come to this, the chances of us breaking down is higher than the chances of us bouncing up. Now let us look at NASDAQ. If you look at NASDAQ, we are above this band of resistance that we had. I'm just going to quickly have a look at what's happening with the futures. 25,758 is where the futures is at. 25,758, and we are above that in the closing out here, and where we have the resistance is 25,711.43. So this entire complex is going to be a support complex. I'm going to just change the color of the filling also to show that this is a support complex. And if we break down below this, then we are in trouble. Because this will again become a resistance complex, and then we'll have support at the bottom at around 25,192.85. Let us see what NASDAQ is doing pre-market. QQQ says that NASDAQ is down 0.66%, so it's not looking that good. NASDAQ is likely to open lower because QQQ is down 0.65%. It's at 622.57. which takes it below 623.15, which is the lower bound of this bearish band that I have drawn out here. So for us today, the support is likely to be 620.68, which is going to be the immediate support. Hi, yeah, Tempest is booming. Yeah, I have got a shorts out for Tempest. Yeah, I'll talk about that very soon. I'm going to keep this session very short, not scar. So we have the market sentiment, which is bearish. MACD is bullish and momentum is above average. But looking at the pre-market action, I think these are getting diluted. So we'll see what happens when the market opens. But we are definitely opening below this band of resistance. Now let us go and have a look at AI. Yes, Notskar, I'm going to look at Tempest. I also have Tempest, so I'll share my thoughts with you. Of course, I'm an amateur technical analyst, so you have to do your own extra analysis along with it. I have placed 50 for sale right now at $76. That's the rate at which I have placed it for sale in pre-market session. I'm thinking if I sell half of it at 50 at 76, I would be happy. I'll take you that. Let us do Tempest first. Let us do Tempest first, so that the most important thing of the day is handled first. So this is my chart for Tempest AI. We had plotted head and shoulder, and we had plotted a target for head and shoulder. We met the target and we bounced back. And then we plotted this diagonal line of resistance. We broke out of the line of resistance. We confirmed the line of resistance, and then we fell back in again. I bought it somewhere around here at around $69 or $66 when we broke out of this diagonal line. And my logic was that this is some kind of a wedge pattern which we are breaking out of, and it's going to be positive because it's got confirmed. So when the confirmation took place, I bought it, and I was dismayed when we fell down. But today we have news of a 1.1 billion order with Tempest AI, which is kind of pushing it up. And Tempest AI has got a good balance sheet and everything. So from a fundamental point of view, it looks pretty good. And market sentiment was almost neutral. MACD was still bullish. Momentum had just fallen below average. I'm predicting that all of that is going to change today. My first level of resistance for Tempest AI is going to be at this dynamic line of resistance, which for today is going to be at around $77.70. And that's why I have placed the pre-market order at $76 to sell 50 out of the 100 Tempest AI that I'm holding. And as I said, this year, my trading horizon is just going to be 1 day to 4 day. That's how I'm operating. So Tempest AI is going to give me pretty good profits to put a foundation for this year's profit and loss on sale of shares. So that's what I'm thinking. Now, the question is, how much potential does Tempus AI have? It will all depend on how the market reacts when the market opens and the candles that form out here. We should go purely with the technical analysis because everything else will be akin to gambling. So right now, there are no patterns available for us. We are seeing a bull flag. I would assume these 3 candles to be part of a bull flag. And if that is the bull flag, then I would take a target from here and put it out here and say we would have a target of $82.35. So that could be my next target, 82.35. Sorry, let me just pull this back again, a little bit clumsy with this. 82.35 is going to be the level at which I'm going to place this. And this is going to be the next target. So first resistance is here, and then the target is that. That's the way I'm looking at it. What I want to see is if we don't break these lines, I want to see us form a bullish pennant or a bull flag. That would give me confidence that we're going to break through and meet our target of 82.35. So that's what I have to say about this based on the knowledge I have. Notskar, what is your thoughts about Tempus AI? How high you think it will grow? And do you have it in your portfolio and are you trying to sell? Okay, while I wait for the reply, let's go ahead and finish our analysis. NVDA is down 0.97% in pre-market trade. I'm just going to recalibrate the chart so that we can see it much better. And as you can see, we are going to be range bound between 186.74 and 183.24 today for NVIDIA. NVIDIA is still a pretty good stock, but it's taking a little bit of a beating. And if the beating continues, then we would probably see head and shoulder pattern play out. Right now, I'm not calling the head and shoulder pattern. Earlier, we had thought there was a head and shoulder pattern and there would have been a diagonal neckline, but that has not happened. But now we have a head, a shoulder, head, and another shoulder. So if this turns out to be a shoulder, then we will have our diagonal line drawn, a new line which establishes a neckline. And if we fall below that, then NVIDIA will go down. Right now, it seems like a long shot. Overall, I think NVIDIA is pretty strong. It has got a lot of fundamentals going along with it. Next, we have Meta, which is down 0.87%. And I'm looking at a support for Meta at 636.59 and resistance at 651.99. We have Google, which is down 0.67%. I believe it is marching towards a target of 370.58, which is a target from a bull flag. And right now, what I'm seeing here, I would account that to be a minor bull flag forming. So we'll see more candles coming up. Market sentiment, which is bearish, has been improving. MACD is bullish. Momentum is above average. In fact, it's above the 70% on SMI, 70% on the RSI. And then we have plenty of room for the RSI resistance out here, which happens to be at 89.45. So I'm so happy to hear from you that you're so young. I'm 60, so it's really nice to see a young person thinking about investment. So I don't have all the money in the world, but I currently have 35 shares at 61. Even bought last summer, 2004, 35 to 40, sold early November before the big dent. Oh, you're very smart. You're very smart. You're increasing the numbers you have. Yeah. All the best to you, Notskar. And I think, I hope you make a lot of money in your long investment career. This is a very good time to invest in really good companies as the market falls and the volatility continues. Volatility is the best time to make money. So all the best to you. Now, let us look at what's happening with Amazon. Amazon is down 0.72% in pre-market trades, and I think we'll get resistance at 250.34, and we will get some support at 243.04. 243.04 is going to be the support. I'm just changing the colors here very quickly. Amazon seems to be overall bullish, and I would account that to be a bull flag or a bullish pennant formation. I would like to see more candles come up. And as you see, we had a target of 244.6, which we have already met. So right now, all we are doing is waiting for new patterns to form so that we can confidently look at a new target, either bullish or bearish. Right now, everything else like market sentiment is bullish, MACD is bullish, momentum is, at the upper end of the RSI. Now, of course, I can always draw a line to show how high we have been on the RSI in the past, so that you get an idea of how high we could go. I'm going to draw a line out here. This is the RSI resistance for Amazon. So there's plenty of room for RSI to go up in case of Amazon. Apple is down 0.15%. This diagonal line that I have put out here, I was putting this line as a head and shoulder neckline. So we broke down and then we came back up again. And now today we have to see if we confirm this neckline as a support. If we confirm the neckline as a support, chances of this head and shoulder pattern bearing out would diminish significantly. However, if today we were to fall down and convert this neckline into a resistance and then confirm the neckline, then I'd be very happy to draw a target of how low Apple can go. Microsoft is down 0.61%. It is traveling on this parallel channel. I'm just going to pull the parallel channel a little further. And what I want to say is that we are coming into a wedge pattern out here with this line of support, the green line of support at 473.02, and the diagonal line of support which comes to meet it at 473.02. So we'll be forcing Microsoft to make a decision either to go up or to come down. So it's a moment of truth arriving very soon. Market sentiment is cautiously bullish. MACD is also bullish. Momentum is just below average. It needs to go above average. And Microsoft is pretty good company. And if you see the amount of drop that it has taken, if you look at where we are right now in the pre-market, we are down 13.31%. I bought a little bit of Microsoft on the Canadian side at around, when we were around 10% down. I have started dollar cost averaging. I think Microsoft has fallen fastest of the lot. Google had fallen. Google was way behind the Mag 7 when we went up. Now Google is still continuing to go up. It is catching up. But Microsoft was ahead, so it has come down much earlier, in my opinion. Let's look at Tesla, which is down 0.60%. It's going to get resistance at 455.51, and it's going to get support at 427.44. Pre-market, it's down 0.63%, and it happens to be at around 422.28 right now. Oracle is down 0.67% in pre-market trades, but it has managed to break out of this parallel channel thanks to the sheer passage of time and the consolidation both taken together. So now we have this resistance here at 196.26, which will have to become a support for us right now. So I'll mark that as a support. And if we break down from that support, we'll get a support out here at 192.31, which is the parallel channel. I'm just marking the upper end of the channel as a support because it is not yet a confirmed support. For this to be a confirmed support, we have to close above 200.29. Not sure Oracle will be able to pull that off. Market sentiment has been improving. MACD has been improving. Momentum is just at average. The main question is, can OpenAI pay for the services that Oracle is rendering? That's the question. AMD is down 1.02%, and it has fallen below the line of support of 203.66, thereby converting that into a resistance. And pre-market, it's at 201.12, which means that our next support is going to be out here at 197.81. SMCI is down 0.33% in pre-market trades. It is in this falling wedge pattern. I have shorted SMCI with SMCZ. I am still holding it, and I'm looking at making some amount of profit on it. Long term, I'm a little bit bearish on SMCI compared to all the other AI stocks because there had been accounting shenanigans and others reported about SMCI. I don't think they are yet out of the woods, in my opinion. So I'll watch this very carefully. This would be the weakest among all the AI stocks, in my opinion. Broadcom is forming a head and shoulder pattern out here. Let me just put it out here to for everyone to have a look at it. So if this is a head and shoulder pattern, then we are having, we have to look at a neckline. I'm just thinking that this could be the best possible neckline that we can come up with. And this is a conservative neckline. And if this is the neckline, we have to fall below this for the head and shoulder pattern to trigger. And you can see market sentiment is very bearish. MACD is bearish. Momentum is below average. Pre-market, we are down 1.46%. We are quoting at 339.96. So Broadcom is looking weak. Palantir is up 0.91% in pre-market trades. And I was starting to see some kind of a head and shoulder pattern out here, but I would like to watch a few more candles and see what happens, because if I consider this to be a bad flag, so this will be the flagpole and this is the flag, and then a breakdown should take us downwards. So I'm a little bit conflicted on this because there are mixed signals out here. Market sentiment is bearish, MACD is bearish, momentum is also below average. So I'll just wait and watch what happens out here. If we definitely form a head and shoulder pattern, then I would be happy to draw some targets out there. SMH is down 1.03% in pre-market trades. It was not able to break above this diagonal line of resistance, and that diagonal line of resistance today is offering resistance at 391.12. That's going to be the resistance for today. And I would peg the support today at around 382.32. Tempus AI, we already done Tempus AI. Just I'm curious to see where it is. So it's at 74.58, 74.60, something like that. Fine, I still can wait for that $76 order to execute. APLD is down 2.07%. So this is where we generally stop our session. I'm just going to look at SMCZ. SMCZ is up 1.18. Not bad. If you look at SMCZ itself, you would see inverted head and shoulder pattern ready to break out from the neckline. And if it does, I have a target of 150.94 for it. May or may not happen because, first of all, technical analysis is about higher probability, not certainty. And I'm a mature technical analyst, so I would caution you on all of the excitement that you may feel when I talk about something. Just be careful. Next, let us go on to look at genomics, which is our bread and butter. Pfizer is up 0.39%. I'm still tracking this cup and handle pattern for Pfizer, and it's also on the bull channel. The target is 28.19. Are we going to meet that? I don't know. I have 1,200 Pfizer units on my Canadian side at a loss, double-digit loss. I'm waiting to recoup the loss, and maybe this is a long-term holding for me. Let's look at Prime, which is up 2.03%. Given the fact that AI is down and genomics is up, I would say so far it seems to me like a story of rotation out of AI. So S&P 500 is then likely to do better than NASDAQ. That's my thought. So we have a head and shoulder pattern which has not materialized completely, but within that we are forming another mini head and shoulder pattern. There's a potential that this could come down. And so one has to be careful while looking at it in the pre-market session. Pre-market is not always reliable, though we are up 2.41% this morning. Remember, we had been up the last 2 days as well, and we came down. That's why we have the red candles out here. Anyway, in any case, support today is at 3.61. Next, let's look at Intelia. Intelia is up 0.58% in pre-market trades. It's going to get resistance at 10.76, and it will get support at 10.16. Pre-market, it's at 10.44. Caribou Biosciences is down 0.60% in pre-market trades, and it will get resistance at 1.76, and it should get some support at around 1.60. Let's look at Beam Therapeutics, which is up 10.71%. There must be some news out here. I'll check it out. If there is some news, I'll make a video out of it. But we had this bull flag which broke out, and we are looking at going further higher. And the last 2 days were very deceptive, but this morning we are very close to our resistance, which is at 30.68, and we are at 30.50. So if we broke out of 30.58, I want to see a few things happen. We want to form a candle tomorrow which closes above today's candle, which ideally closes above the line of resistance, in which case we can confirm this line of resistance as a support. What that helps us to do is that whenever we come to this support, we'll bounce back up again. And when we bounce back up again, that gives us a nice foundation to reach for the target of 34.52. And guys, we made this target, I think, somewhere in the end of last year. And since then, we have been meandering around, and we are now got a realistic chance of achieving that target, which is a cup and handle pattern target. Then we have Altimmune. Altimmune is up 0.75% in pre-market trades. We have a huge gap up that needs to be filled. That is also always going to be a magnet pulling it downward. Market sentiment is bearish, MACD is bearish, and momentum is below average. All these are bearish aspects, but pre-market, we are up 1.74%. We are at 4.09. So I would say for today, we'll get resistance at 4.22. The ultimate resistance is at 4.39. Editas is up 6.28%. Something good has happened for Editas, it seems. And the resistance for today is going to be 2.36, and the support for today is going to be 2.07. Market sentiment is bearish. MACD has just turned bullish. Momentum is below average. Let us see how it all works out when the market opens. We have a head and shoulder pattern that we were tracking, and this diagonal line is a neckline. So very dangerous situation for Editas. Let us see what happens when the market opens. Not jump in headlong. Illumina is down 0.55%. It's looking pretty decent to me, and this could be a bull flag in the formation. And we have a target out here of 152.37 that we are still tracking, and I'm still thinking about that. Let us see how the other candles fall for today. Next, we are looking at CRISPR Therapeutics. CRISPR Therapeutics is up 0.84%, and it's right now at 54.29. The resistance is going to be at 56.37. And support is going to be at 53.09. Allogene is up 7.02%. That is a significant jump after yesterday's jump. So we have support today at 1.79. I'm going to mark the screen. 1.79 is going to be the support for today. We have a cup and handle target that will take us to 2.20. So maybe the cup and handle target is starting to work, but we have to confirm about this support before we can dream of 2.20. So that's where I would like to leave it. We have Grail, which is up, which is down 1.10%. It has given up almost half of yesterday's Friday's gains. And the support is going to be at 94.06. And I think the resistance is likely to be at 102.14. So that's what I'm thinking is likely to happen out there. PSCB is down 0.52% in pre-market trades. It's in this wedge pattern, and it has got support today at around 1.93. Right now it's at 1.93. If we break down from this support, it's going to look very bad. We would probably look at a head and shoulder pattern, which is always bad news. PSCB is already looking weak overall. Now let's look at ARCG, which is up 2.09% in pre-market trades, just breaking above the neckline of 31.14, and pre-market we are at 31.19. What is the target? The target is 37.2. Let's look at Vertex. Vertex is down 0.72% in pre-market trade, and for today the target is going to be 459.16. 459.16. Ginkgo Bioworks is up 1.41%. I suspect that it's sitting right above 9.35, which is our support for today. It's right now at 9.37, and our resistance for today is likely to be at around 9.63. Next, I would like to look at Precision. Precision is down 3.27%. Very, very disappointing. It is still above today's support, which is going to be at 4.37. Next, let's go on to look at Eli Lilly. Eli Lilly manages to stay above the regression channel, and the top of the regression channel at around 1044.43 will perform the role of a support, and the resistance is likely to be at a Nelson figure that is 1111.07. And I want to look at Ultragenyx. Ultragenyx is up 2.84%. So this was a formation of some kind of a bull flag or a bullish pennant. So let us hope for the best for Ultragenyx. And I don't have any prediction to make for Ultragenyx. With this done, I want to look at Rocket, which I had sold off yesterday, on Friday. So it's dropping back down. Okay, fine. So it was a good call despite having a cup and handle target of 27.81. I think somebody else might make those profits if they enter in right now and if they have the fortitude. But that's not for me. So that said, let us go to currencies and look at Bitcoin. So we have Bitcoin US. Now, Bitcoin is down 0.32% in pre-market trading. It's going to get resistance at 91,840, and it's going to get support at around 89,540. That's the range for Bitcoin. So friends, that brings me to an end of today's session, and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.